Hey, what's up, drummer? Welcome to one more class. Today, I'm going to teach you 8 fills that you can utilize in CCM drumming. If you play at church, this class is for you. If you don't play at church, I would say this class is also for you. You are going to become a better drummer. These fills are very simple, straightforward, and if you master it, the concept of it, you'll be able to play any song you want and at church, and it will be super easy to go around the drums and make your drum fills very impactful and very tasteful as well. And before we jump to the content, this episode is brought to you by the SSD. What is the SSD? It's a Smart Solid Drummer, which is my framework that I developed all over more than 20 years of my career, where I had to learn many different genres at the same time or in a short period of time. And I figured out that the process of learning a new style, a new genre, like whether it is Latin music, jazz, or funk, and CCM, the process to learn those genres is actually the same and is way simpler than you think. And you don't need to spend 5 years living in a country or living like in Cuba so you can learn how to play salsa. Well, the process of learning is actually pretty simple. So I broke down and few pillars that if you learn that, you will be able to play and learn any genre you want, and you will be an unstoppable drummer. Okay? So, and then let's go to the content. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kesley Hayes. I've been playing the drums and being a professional drummer for more than 20 years. And I'm a music director, producer, all the way from Brazil, as you can tell by my accent, but I'm based here in Los Angeles, California. Every Monday night, I'm here with one class for you on drums, and we happen to be in our CCM Drum Master series, where I bring you I teach you grooves, fills, like such as today, and concept, mindset, all about all about CCM drumming. What is CCM? Is basically worship, the type of music we play at church. And if you come to these live lessons, most of them are live. This one is premiere, but I'll be with you on the chat. If please let me know where you're coming from, where you're watching this from, and how long you've been playing the drums. And let's connect. If you have any question, I'll make sure to answer all of your questions. This is live. There's nobody here. Look, I'm editing on the fly, so there's no editing. I'll treat this lesson as if you're sitting here by my side with your drums, or sitting on the chair, and we are talking about drums and I'm teaching you. So it's going to be very conversational, right? So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I'll make sure to reply to you. So I put together drums fills, and obviously there are many others that you can utilize, but learn these ones first, and then you can create your own. What I usually tell my students is like, first you 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 copy and then you create, right? You learn first, and then you add your own flavor. So the fill number one that we're gonna learn is this one, as you can see. So it's very simple, and is in a 4/4 time signature, which, by the way, if you want to have access to all these charts that I write here, I make sure to write them for you, so you can have a good and very well explained, because you don't want to see my handwriting. So I make sure to write these transcriptions for you, and sometimes we do songs breakdown. As you can see, I have something here. If you want to have access to it, I would suggest you to um, oh, what's going on? Oh, there we go. I would suggest you to click on the link that's called Kesley Hayes Resources, where you're going to be signing up to my newsletter, and I'll send you through email all these charts and you have access to all my documents that I my transcriptions for the songs from my gigs. So you're gonna have a lot of. Sometimes I'll post some of my the exercises that I personally practice on my daily practice routine. Okay, so make sure to click on the link below and subscribe, and I'll send you the chart so you can practice at home in your own time. Okay, so let's go here. All right, so the first fill is very simple, and let me play for you so you can listen to it, so you can hear. It's really simple. So now let's learn the groove number two. So the difference in the groove number two is very simple. Is that instead look at the one above. You're gonna there we were doing one snare, a two snare, and tom and floor tom. So here you're gonna you're gonna hit three snares and then the floor tom. That's how it's going to sound. There we go. Let me play a song where you'll be able to see in a practice in a real situation how I can utilize both of the fills. Okay, we're gonna play the song "Build My Life."
Chorus. Chorus. Chorus.
Yeah. So you could tell I was utilizing more frequently, but I wanted to address something that I forgot in the beginning of the video of the class. Um, the purpose of why we do a drum fill. Before we start learning all these patterns and how to do it, I need you to know why we do a drums fill. The reason we do a drums fill, especially in the context of CCM and church drumming, is to essentially transition from one section to the other. You can utilize it in the middle of it sometimes when it's part of the arrangement, but the general approach and the general role of the drums fill is essentially to let everybody knows in the band and the congregation, the singers, everything, that you are transitioning to another section on the song. That's it. If you have any questions, just have that in mind, because sometimes, and I've experienced that in firsthand. I did a fill one bar before the end of the progression, and that tripped out all the singers because they thought, oh my gosh, he did the fill. That was my cue. Unconsciously, that's what they believe, which is true. So they because of that's how the nature of every song we hear, On the CCM, that's usually what you hear the drums playing before transitioning to another section. So then have that in mind. So what does that mean in practice? That means that you are not going to be playing fills in the middle of it. Like for instance, we are playing this song "Build My Life," right? Look,
chorus,
I hope it was clear the intention of the fill. With that said, let's go to our fill number three. Um, as you can tell, this drum fill, you're starting on the kick essentially. Cuckoo ta 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 tu tum. Psh. One, two, cuckoo ta 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 tu tum. Psh. All right. So let me play that for you so you can um, visualize it how it is. Let's go. You can utilize that for many occasions. So let's play. Okay, so now let's learn the field number four. This field, I love it. It's personally, usually when I'm teaching my students CCM, that field number four, this one right here, is the one that I one of the first ones that I teach them because it's just so um, like so perfect for that environment, because it's dramatic, it's impactful, and it's easy, and that's how it sounds. One, two, batu tu batu tu batu. Psh. One, two, batu tu batu tu batu. Psh. Why some people make fun of me because I sing when I'm teaching. This is how I learned, and I find it very effective when you sing first, stuff that you the groove or pattern that you're trying to learn. I remember when I was a kid, and I would listen to a new song, and I would, you know want to try that new pattern. First, I remember I would play the song in my I would make like a beatbox, like, yeah. And then as I was playing, I would be imagining me playing, and then when I sat on the drum, it's completely, it's like 50% of the the process of learning was already done. So now I would have to figure it out, the technique of it, the condition, the coordination aspect. but the essential learning, I was already singing the groove in my hand. I'm extremely visual person, so everything that I say, I'm kind of saying, imagining. If there was like a script or something, there's no script here, but I'm very visual. So then I'm playing, I'm imagining me on the drums. So that works for me as a visual person, and so maybe if that would be a good tip for you. So sing the patterns, sing the fills, so you can before you see on the drums. Okay. Um, so let's do that again. One, two, plakuku, plakuku, plakutum. So that's how it's supposed to sound. Now let's play in a song, in the context of a song. That was goodness of God. As you could tell, I was utilizing the hits in the different parts of the drums. So you don't need necessarily to hit here. You can also hit in other parts of the drums. You can utilize the floor tom, blah, do, do, blah, do, boom, do, do, blah, do, do, blah, do, psh. It's so nice, man. When you start utilizing, you can also combine the fills. You know, instead of starting ba, do, do, ba, do, do, ba, do, psh, you can start like kukupa kukupa kupa. You can, for instance, let me play. So otherwise, I'm going to sound like a crazy person. But if you can do many variation of it. But I still like the blah, the blah, the blah, the bzz, your goodness is on enough. All right, so let's learn another fill. The fill number 5. It's so funny that I put in this order because this was supposed to be the very first fill because technically it is the most simple one. Take a look on bar number 5 over here. Um, so it's essentially 4 hits in your with the snare on your is a single stroke, and hit the crash on the 4. 1, 2, 3, ta 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 ta. Psh. Very very nice and all underrated. Okay, this this feel is, if you do it right on the right spot, and with expression on the grid, like it's very impactful. Let me show you a little bit. As you could tell, I was using um, different ways, different approach. First, you can utilize a drag, which is a rudiment where you play two ghost notes followed by the accent. You can utilize that to start the groove, the feel like this. You can also, sometimes depending on the song, you can play all the notes that you're playing on the snare with the kick. Man, that gives us such a huge. It takes the feel from this level to over here. So that's how it sounds. You can also, instead of playing the this feel mainly on the snare, you can also utilize the floor tone. Do 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 bsh, do ba do do da do 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 bsh. When you play a faster song, that gets really fun to play. Look, there we go. So now let's go to our the fills that are based on a 6/8 time signature. As you can see, the structure is a little different. And what is a 6/8 time signature? Essentially, 6 bits per bar. So that song we are playing, goodness of God is in 4/4. So which you're saying, counting 4 beats per bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now when the time signature 6/8, so you're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The our previous lesson, I taught, like you can see that I'm playing a different grooves here. If you want to learn how to play these grooves, our previous lesson, I taught you the 10 essential drum grooves that you can play on a CCM. And dude, honestly, if you learn those 10 grooves, you'll be able to play at least from 9 to 98% of the worship songs easily. Okay, so after this lesson is done, if you want to watch the other one, I'll also leave the link in the description on the end of the class, so you can click and watch the previous lesson. That's very complementary. Those two class from last week and from today, those were very complementary to each other. So you can watch it and understand, put both concepts together, and you're gonna everything's gonna make more sense essentially. Let's play that fill. 1, 2, 3. Blah, do, 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 bsh. Da, do, blah, do, 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 bsh. All right, so let me play for you so you can understand how it is. You can utilize it in many different ways. Once you start, you learn the foundation. You can do blah do 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 bish, or you start on the floor tone, boom ta 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 bish, and it can do many variations. Let me play some variations for you from the same fill, so you can have an idea on how you can implement in your drumming. So next, Phil. This fill on the bar 7 is actually it's coming from a groove to do blah ta ta tum. Super simple, extremely simple to understand, but very useful as well. Do blah ta ta tum da dun cla ka ka tum. Let me play it for you. Let me play in a context of a song so you can have a better understanding of the of how to apply this.
Chorus 1. Chorus 2. Interlude. Breakdown.
As you could see, I was playing the groove and 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 mostly mainly in the end of each each section, but you can utilize they all of those fills in a different parts. You can combine those. That's when it start to get fun, because you start you play so much, you repeat the fill so much that it starts to come naturally for you. So then you will eventually start connecting the dots, playing one piece of the fill here, combining with the piece of the other fill there, and then you create your own voice. All right, so now let's go to our fill number 8. This is a very fun fill. One, two, tu tu ta ta tu du 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 ku pa ta tu pu psh ta tu du 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 ku pa pa tu pu psh. Wow. Let's take a look. No, no, no. I would say this is the most advanced fill that I'm teaching you right now, but it's also, if you break it down, is every fill is very extremely simple. It's mostly a single stroke pattern just distributed on the toms. So let's play that fill a little bit slower. I'm gonna have the chart up here on the screen so you can see. Yeah, and all the songs you can all these fills you can utilizing, man, almost all of the CCM songs, because there's no much to do. There's no many variations. You usually either it's gonna be four songs or 6 8 songs. So grab this all these pieces, all this knowledge that you learned today, and put together with your song, and try applying it in a rehearsals, in a church service, and see how it feels. Sometimes I play a fill, and 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 when I listen to it later on the live stream from the service from my church, and I hear the feels like, yeah, I don't think that feel worked well. So then next time I just change it. But at least I tried. Sometimes I say, oh, this feel actually sounded really good. I thought it was not going to sound good because so many things that's going on, but it's actually he added to it. But it's important for you to develop that self-awareness, and where you are able to re-watch what you're doing, and don't be afraid to try. Okay, put the songs together, put these fields together, mix them, and try. We never know. That's how I learned, at least, and that's what I tell my students. Don't be afraid to try new ways to play. Says who? There's only one way to play the drums. There's only one way to play CCM. As you can tell, look, I'm not using. I have the big old snare, um, the Black Beauty over there, the 14 by 8. I have like three. Yeah, I have three 14 by 8 snare drum that would be called the CCM, the worship snare, right? But I'm teaching you CCM stuff, and I'm utilizing my Ludwig uh, uh, Acrolite, which is a 14 by 5, and I'm putting a higher tom, and also I tuned my rag tom and a higher tone as well. That's not what usually worship drummers would use, but it sounds good for me right here. In other contexts, oh sure, I can play whatever the engineer or the producer is asking me to. But my point here is that there's no one rule, there's no one way to do it. I mentioned about the role of you do a fill, but that's a general concept. That doesn't mean that you absolutely can't do a fill in the middle of the song or the section before transitioning. But just be mindful with the role of each thing, the role of you playing the groove, the role of you playing the fill, what it means to play the build, what it means to play in different dynamics. All those things you will learn as you play, as you experiment, as you add, you try new things. Okay, and yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write down your question, and I'll be answering to you. And who knows, maybe the topic of the next lesson will be based on your questions. So your feedback is very important, and I really appreciate that you are still here with me. I don't take it for granted. I hope this content was in some way valuable for you. If you learned something, if you found this valuable, and you took anything from it, don't forget to give the like. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And some of you guys watch these videos and are not subscribed yet. Welcome to the fold. We are here every Monday night and almost daily on shorts, sending some quick tips and some drum video covers, so you don't want to miss it. Thanks so much for being here. I see you next time.